What's up, everybody? We are in Nicaragua right now, and we are going to tell you the current requirements for entry. Now stay tuned, because a lot of the information online is super difficult to find, and even if you find it, it can be very confusing. So we've done our homework and we're going to break it all down for you.
As of right now, it is April 2022, and we just arrived here in Nicaragua by flying into Costa Rica, Liberia airport, and then we crossed the border, Peñas Blancas, into Nicaragua.
So we actually just came to Nicaragua back in February this year, 2022, but we arrived in Managua via plane. So we're going to break down to you guys the pros and the cons of doing it each way, what to expect, costs at the border, basically everything you need to know about testing and documents so you can get here as smoothly as possible.
So this is going to be a lot of information, so if you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them below. We're going to put a bunch of information and links in the description as well, so check that out. But first, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Okay, so first things first, you got to get here. The two most popular ways to get here are either to fly directly into Managua, Nicaragua airport, or to fly into Liberia, Costa Rica, and then cross by border. So this is our second time here, and we decided this time to fly into Liberia. We felt that usually the tickets are going to be a little bit less expensive and it can be easier.
All right, first let's get into COVID requirements. Now, great news. Costa Rica just dropped all requirements. So what that means is you no longer need a health form, you no longer need to have insurance, you no longer need to take any tests, and you do not need a vaccination to get into Costa Rica. When it comes to Nicaragua, you do not need a vaccination, but you do need a real-time PCR test. Now, despite what you might have read, that can be a throat or nasal swab, and we did receive that information directly from the ministry email. Now, obviously, you can get your PCR test in your home country, but sometimes they can be expensive and the turnaround time can be very long if you're not in a large city. However, if you're choosing the Liberia option, you can get your real-time PCR done right at the lab at the airport at Lab Echendi. And the cost is only $99, which for us in the States is actually significantly cheaper.
So if you're getting your test done in Liberia, the only affordable place that you can get it done is going to be in the airport. And you get results back between 11 and 11 the next day. Unless you're getting it done on Sunday, then it will take an extra day to get the results back. Or if you're in a hurry, for $250, you can get your results within 3 hours, including on Sundays.
All right, so this is a part where you really need to pay attention because it gets a bit confusing. To enter Nicaragua, the test must be taken 72 hours before your exact arrival time here in Nicaragua. Now, if you're traveling by land border, it's a little bit more simple because you just need to bring your results over to the border and you do not have to turn them in ahead of time.
However, when you are flying into Managua, things get significantly more tricky. So you still need to get your test done within 72 hours of arrival in Nicaragua, but on top of that, 36 hours prior to your flight, you need to send in your PCR-RT information to your airline.
And that's 36 hours before your departure time, which leaves a really small window for you to both get the test, get the results returned, and get it into the airline on time so that they can send the results to the ministry, which will allow you entry. Now, we flew with Avianca when we flew into Managua, and most people are, because that's pretty much the only airline that's coming into the country right now. And 3 days prior to your flight, basically 72 hours, they're going to send you an email explaining all of these things we've just told you. But in most people's cases, it's way too late, and you've either already booked your COVID test or you don't have a COVID test booked, and this is why this information is so important. Now, don't worry, because in this email that they send you, they're going to provide you with the email and everything you need to know as to how to submit your results to the airline.
So we know this information is a bit of a headache, so if you guys have any questions, just comment below and we will get back to you, we promise.
All right, so now let's get into the health forms. Obviously, we've already addressed Costa Rica's canceled all the requirements for health forms, but you do still technically need one for Nicaragua. And what's important to know about this is the health form actually has to be submitted 7 days prior to your arrival, and then you want to send an email to the ministry giving them your confirmation number and letting them know that you've submitted the form. When we came here in February, we never received a reply back from the ministry, and we were super concerned, but it actually never mattered. No one asked us any questions, and it was fine, and we never ever got an email back. This time we actually did get one a couple days after submitting, and we brought that information along with us to the border, but we've never been asked for the information. And most people say you don't actually have to fill out the form anymore. We suggest you fill out the health form just to be safe.
So before we move on, something else that's very important is that for both Costa Rica and Nicaragua, you need to present them with an exit ticket from the country. So whether that is by plane or maybe by bus, you have to show that at the border.
Okay, so now we're going to break down for you guys the cost at the border, whether you're exiting Costa Rica or entering Nicaragua on land or at the airport. These are the fees you're going to have to expect to pay. To enter Nicaragua, it's going to be $10 at the airport. They technically do have credit card machines, but it's always better to bring cash. At the border, you have to have cash, and the difference is at the border, you pay an additional tax. So that will be $13 to enter, for us, Penas Blancas, but whatever border you're entering by land. Now, you don't want to mess up like we did the first time because you need American dollars, both on the Costa Rican side or the Nicaraguan side. And you have to basically have exact change. So make sure you've got a stack of ones, you've got all your money figured out. And that's again why we're making this video, because the information out there is confusing and we've done it twice now, so you can take our word for it. If you're choosing that Liberia option, first you've got to exit Costa Rica to get into Nicaragua. And the fee to exit Costa Rica is $8. Now, the difference with Costa Rica is, yes, you do pay in American dollars, but there's also an option to scan a QR code, go on their website, and pay online.
Next, if you're traveling from Costa Rica, so cute. If you choose to fly into Costa Rica, you still have to get from Liberia to the land border. So do keep in mind, no matter what option you choose, you are going to have to transfer to a different vehicle once you get across the border.
And this is basically because they cannot travel across the border with you. So someone on the Costa Rica side will get you to Costa Rica border, and then someone from the Nicaragua side will get you the rest of the way. So since this is so confusing, we're gonna type it all out for you and show you right now. So let's get into it. Here is the breakdown. Whew, that was a lot, right? Make sure to pause if you need more information, and again, look into the information below that we're gonna list, because if there's any questions, you might find that information there. Okay, so that is it on information for entering Nicaragua. And again, it is right now April 2022. Information is constantly changing, so be sure to do your research.
So before doing this trip, we did a lot of extensive research online just to make sure we had all the proper requirements met. When you are doing your own research online, one, make sure to check all the local government's websites, and then also a little tip from us, if you have any questions that you cannot find online, join Facebook groups in Nicaragua. You can't get better information than from the people who are already here. Alright, so if you guys are watching this video, that means you are planning to come to Nicaragua, so make sure to check out all of our other videos because we have tons and tons of videos and great information on what to do here in Nicaragua.
Alright guys, happy travels. Jess and Maya.
Got it again.